What's up, guys? I'm back with my Alliance Insight Eldlich deck profile. I've been working on this quite a bit. I've been trying to prepare for the OKC Regional that's happening in June, and I'm hopeful that this will be the deck I bring. I'm not really expecting much. I haven't really been the most competitive and financial, so that's why I want to bring something that I know would be low to the ground, easy, and not rot my brain, and have a chance to scam a few wins. I like where the deck's at. It could always be, of course, a bit better, but I'm not really complaining. 2 copies of Eldlich. You could still play 3. I just believe in 2 currently. I'm still main decking the triple Inspector border. I feel this card is just really important, and of course you can just scam a win with playing this card. It depends on your matchup if you need to side it out. And I also now main deck the 1 brick, the Wandering Titan of Tardiness. The deck needs the capability of being able to go second, and this card can't be responded to. You risk it because if you draw this, you can't really get this card out of your hand. So it's a risk card, but it is worth it, and it feels really good to resolve. Also, you can just use the Elixir cards to bring it up. Triple copies of Delta of Invitation and Terraforming. So I know some people don't even want to play the Terraforming anymore, but if you draw 2, you're going to draw 2. It doesn't matter. It's just what it is. You will brick with this deck. I still play 3 Cursed Eldland. I still love this card. I still get confused why some people don't. This card lets you break boards and lets you get resources. And actually, there's a funny interaction with this deck against a Bell deck. If you have border on the field and you place this down, you can't attack, and you get to sit on it. So still little stuff like that happens, but it's just free resources. I've been experimenting with the pot cards. You just need to see cards, and the more and more I play this deck, the more, while the extra deck feels great, it's not essential. I also play 1 copy of Pot of Prosperity. I'm just trying it out. These could change, but I've enjoyed these ratios so far. I also play 1 Card of Demise. This might seem redundant, and yes, they can conflict, but you just need draw power, and you will win. You can draw into your Floodgates, you can draw into your traps, you can draw into Eldlich, you can do all these crazy things, and it just feels good to know that you have ways of drawing. I misplaced my Foolish Burial Goods, but this is what this would be. This just has applications. If you need Delta, you can send Delta, you can send Elixir, or Golden Limb, or Dragon's Mine. This is goods. I just misplaced it, so that was the closest one I had. 1 Reasoning. I still believe in this card. I think this card's cracked. If this was at 3, this deck could play 60 card variant easily, but I don't believe in it currently. Call by, and then 1 Elixir of Black Awakening. You got your generic powerful spell cards to throw off and get some huge advantage, and then the 1 Elixir, because there will be times where you can't do anything, and you'll have that and just a bunch of traps. You get Eldlich out, and if they gets negated, it gets negated. 3 Scarlet Sanguine, pretty standard. 3 copies of Conquistador of the Golden Land, and 2 copies of Hikiro. The perfect ratio for the deck. I play 2 copies. You side 1 out, but I love this card. I love the idea of the versatility it adds to the deck. Again, all it's missing is that graveyard effect, but this card is awesome, and I think it's not respected enough. For some, they say it doesn't matter to win more card. I disagree. I think it's really needed. And 1 card I decided to start playing, and I don't know why I didn't play it before, is Golden Land Forever. This feels good. Just knowing if you don't need a Kong or a Hikiro or even the Elixir, you have options. You expand. Yes, it can brick. I understand that. And it doesn't give follow-up, but if you're in a decent spot, you just need to get that 1 negate. And the fact that it's a counter trap feels so good. I also play 3 of this. This will help with the case where, oh, I lost a dice roll. And, you know, losing the dice roll for a trap deck is always going to be the worst feeling, more so than most other decks. So this allows you to just basically get another turn and deal with a lot of the link decks right now. So it's a good card. It's risky and it's not enough to win, but it is a good start. And if you can protect that card, very good. For continuous, one Apophis. I still know some people play Anguish. I just love that this can non-target negate stuff. This can stop board breakers, and this can stop very important cards in grind matches. You also slide this out, and if you're going second. And I had the double down with the Floodgates because the deck just doesn't quite do enough. So I play the 4. This one doesn't come up as much, but there is enough rogue where this will hurt. This one I typically side out. This is really good. This is really good. Even though there's a lot of decks right now that will focus on one attribute, cutting access off is good. And of course, Skill Drain's the best card on here. Yeah. I mean, it's Eldlich done. I don't care. You can get mad. 2 copies of Dragon's Mine. I was playing 3, but I think 2 is better. It's dumpable, it's searchable, and it has good utility with Eldlich himself. So there's that. And then 2 copies of Strike. I know you could bump this up, and there's a chance I might because the counter traps in this deck feels so good to play. It feels really good to have access to that, but I don't want to break up too much. And you pay life points, and you know you kind of need every bit you can get. For the extra, 2 copies. And 2 copies. The more I play, the less this comes up, but when it does, it feels really good to get this out. The only problem is the Dragon's Mind doesn't synergize with it, so you have to be careful, but still amazing cards. I love the fusion. I have Ultimate Slayer targets, so I do 1, 1, 1, and I also still play the Chaos Angel just in case it's a synchro, but, you know, again, this could change. You have space. And, you know, if you ever go against a Dogmatica player, you know, you got a non-target, or you got a target negate, and, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. You have options. You play it, and fusion can be kind of difficult to deal with. So being able to draw 1 in a deck where you need every single bit of advantage. Chaos Angel, still great. Way better than Pleiades most of the time. It's easier and more convenient to make for this deck. I still play Varudris. I don't know why people are not playing this or even consider not playing it when it's amazing. And there are some matchups where you just need that guaranteed Omni. And of course, Typhon feels really good in this deck. Typhon is a card that says when you play it, you're in a losing position. But in Eldlich, it's actually really dominating and deals with stuff like Detonator pretty easily. 2 copies of Link Spider, 1 Ghost Mary, 1 Rabbit, and 1 SP Little Knight to finish off the extra. If I had a second Rabbit, I might find room for it, but I've been pretty okay with those ratios. And again, if I don't play Ultimate Slayer, I have room for more stuff like that. I just go with my personal philosophy. For the side, 3 copies of Perelia and 3 copies of Fualos. So here's my thinking. 1, your opponent, let's say you lose the first round, right? And you don't play a single card. You just go blind. Your opponent doesn't know what you're playing, what you're doing. The thing that I've been experimenting with is this is a turn skipper. And even if they know what deck you're playing, they're going to probably cut a lot of the normal hand traps because they just don't do anything. They're going to play a lot more of the board breaking S cards, but they're not going to let you go first. They're just going to assume you put more traps in. So if you do this, and I get it, you can easily brick with this. It has the same issue with the Wandering Titan. And it comes up, and it's conflicting, but you can also just normal summon this and link it off. So it's not that it's worthless, and you do have a few links to go into, but the ability to slow your opponent down, maybe even draw a card, is still good enough. Like, I can't tell you how many games I've played where I'll drop one of this, I'll draw one, and then they'll draw themselves, and I can't tell you how much it hurts them. They need to establish a board. They're so afraid of me setting 5 or getting Eldlich on the field. They have to commit. And, with the other cards I play, it fits really well. And if I was playing Fiendsmith, it's level 6, so it would be another option to go into Chaos Angel. Triple Ulti Slayer, it just deals with stuff pretty well, and 2 copies of Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm actually feels really good in this deck because there's often times where in some simplified game states you're going to have a lot of cards set. Like Delta may be off the field. You have a lot of control over how many things you want to keep on the field and off. Because now with the fusion you can just get Eldlich off the field. You can send your continuous cards, and Lightning Storm becomes live in the mid game, which can be crazy devastating. I'm talking about a hypothetical, of course. It doesn't happen as much, but when it does, it feels extremely good. 1 anti, it deals with Rogue, and it deals with board breaking. And to follow that with the final 3, I played Triple Solemn. This is typically when you're going game 3. And in my scenario, you've lost game 1, you won game 2, and no, you won game 1, you lost game 2. Now you're like, okay, I'm not dicking around. I'm going to prevent anything that you can do to me. Solemn feels really good in this deck. Just a rule for thumb, it's amazing. So yes, this is currently my Eldlich build for Alliance Insight. I'm going to try to bring this to the regional in Oklahoma and do my best with it and see if I can't get a sneaky top with it, or just do okay with it. It's definitely an underdog deck, and I know everyone hates Eldlich, but I've always enjoyed the play style and the look of it. So yeah, that's my deck profile. I hope to give another update and hopefully do well in June. So yes, thank you.